everybody, welcome back to my channel. How to take a solo trip. It's time to put your big girl pants on and take the solo trip. This video is going to teach you and give you the steps that you need to finally and seriously take that solo trip because you deserve it. A little bit of background, I took my very first solo trip last year in 2024, February 2024 to be exact. So I'm coming up on a year and I have a lot of knowledge that I want to share with somebody. My first solo trip as an international one, which might seem like a big leap for some, but for me, I felt like it was only perfect. My first solo trip was to Paris and I had the absolute best time, and so I'm gonna break down some helpful tips and tricks for you all. Okay, so first things first, obviously you have to pick out your location of your solo trip. I would recommend picking a location in the world where it's generally not a lot of unrest going on in the country or the city that you're interested in, for one. Next, you have to commit. Once you've picked out your location, you have to commit. And the way that I got myself to commit, which is my tip for anybody else who wants to do a solo trip but is nervous, is to pay for something for the trip that is non-refundable, that you cannot get the money back for. So you are locked in to going on this trip. So for me, I paid for my flight and my hotel about 2 months before I left, and it was non-refundable. So I made sure that, like, oh no, you will not be getting this money back, so you have to go. And there's no, remember when I first bought everything, I was like, oh my god, I'm going on a solo trip. And then I was like, oh my god, I'm going on a solo trip. Like, I've never done this before. What do I do? How do I prepare for this? Like, I was just like, I don't know. For taking your first solo trip is to ignore the commentary of the individuals around you. If I would have listened to anybody that made a comment about me going on a solo trip, I probably wouldn't have been able to go. And a lot of the comments that I got were more so like, well, why are you going by yourself? Why wouldn't you wait for somebody to come with you? Why are you not scared? Have you not seen Taken? You're gonna get kidnapped, or da 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 da. And I honestly just feel like fear is something that is taught. It's not ingrained in us. And for me, I'm not gonna let fear of the unknown stop me from seeing the world. Also, every single person that told me that has never been on an international solo trip. So really, I just was like, your opinion is not valid. Nor am I taking advice from someone on doing something that has never done it before and obviously does not have the knowledge on it. So yeah, if this is something that you want to do, go for it. Don't listen to anybody. Do it. You're going to be fine. My other point on that is some people's ceilings are your floor. I'm not going to spend my life not doing things that I feel like I can accomplish. If you feel like you can't go on a solo trip because it's that scary and that you don't want to be by yourself and da 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 da, cool. That's your ceiling. But that's my floor. I'm going and seeing the world no matter who can go with me. Honestly, you're gonna miss out on so many life opportunities if you're waiting for a homegirl or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a group of friends. Like, you're gonna miss out on so many things waiting on people. And I'm so happy that I went on my solo trip, because if I would have waited for a homegirl or a friend or a man or somebody, I would never have gotten to go, and I had so much fun. So much fun. Next tip is safety. Obviously, I feel like this should be common sense, but sometimes, you know, common sense ain't that common. Caution that you would take in the current city that you live in needs to be replicated on your solo trip, i.e. covering your drinks, watching your surroundings, having a story on what you're doing there while you're there. Don't just be telling everybody you're here by yourself now. That's not smart. Having a story, research with showing your itinerary, your location with your friends and loved ones so someone can find you if need be. Very simple precautions. If you are smart and know how to take care of yourself in the same city that you live in, it applies to wherever you go in the world. You know, obviously there's certain situational things that might happen to people. However, there are precautions that you can take to not end yourself in those situations. So, example, not walking by yourself places late at night, not taking public transport late at night or early in the morning, just during areas that there are not a lot of people around. Try not to frequent places at times that are not a lot of people around. You want to be around people constantly so you feel the safe. The thing I did is put another name on my reservation, just in case. I also have like a door lock thing that I put on my hotel room door when I stayed there. Search the city and the country that you are going to. That's really, really, really important. Like, don't skip that step. You also need to research every single thing that you want to do. And my biggest tip is that while you're researching, you need to research the stuff you want to do and the experiences of other solo travelers that fit your demographic. So, for example, if you are an older woman solo traveler, I would advise you to look up experiences or YouTube videos or TikTok videos or Instagram videos of somebody who fits your demographic. If you're a young black girl like me and you want to be a solo traveler, I was looking specifically at solo black female travelers because I want to get that experience, because unfortunately, as much as people try to say that it doesn't, race, age, gender, sexual orientation does have a big part to play in how people treat you in the world, unfortunately. So it's always just smart to be prepared for these things and to know kind of what another person's experience was like. Now, does that mean that your experience is going to mirror that? No. So there's so many free ways to plan your itinerary. TikTok is the main way that I plan most of my trips, or YouTube. You can watch people's vlogs. There's literally vlogs on this website of every single country you can imagine. You can find a vlog of somebody going to said place or doing said things that you want. My favorite website to use is Vider. Vider has experiences for literally every single thing in every single country. It's been a lifesaver for me, and I've started using it last year. And if you want to check out some of my trips and the experiences that I've done through Vider, please look at my Vider link. It's linked in the bio, so you can book some of my experiences all over the world. Also, planning. You should definitely not plan this at the last minute, because it's your first time. You're gonna be scared. You're not gonna want to do it. Give yourself I give myself 2 months, so I would say give yourself at least 2 months to prepare for this. Also, financially, it is more expensive to go by yourself. A safety precaution for me, and it made me feel more comfortable, I Ubered everywhere, which again is expensive and may not be ideal for everybody, but it was a very safe option. Another thing that I've seen is people were like, well, I don't want to go on a solo trip because who would take my pictures? Let me tell you, there are so many photographers who will take your pictures. You can pay them and they will take your picture, especially in high touristy areas. They will take your picture. When I went to Paris, I had 2 photo shoots that I had booked to take my pictures. And then one day, when I literally was just walking around the Louvre, just walking around, a photographer literally came up to me and took my pictures, and they were super bomb, just as good as the ones that I had previously booked. Want to save some money on the trip and don't want to pay for a photographer? Get a tripod, get your iPhone, and get to snapping. Like, it's simple. You can do it on your own. You don't need another person to go with you. My next tip is confidence. You cannot be walking around scared, like not unsure of yourself, kind of like looking awkward. Like, no, if you're gonna do this, you need to be confident and go through with it, because people can sense that. And when people can sense that, you become a target for strangers or for people who want to do weird stuff. You're gonna attract that type of energy if you have like a nervous, anxious, not secure energy. Like, you need to go into it on like, I'm good, I'm here, I'm having a good time, I'm here to have fun. Nothing is gonna happen to me. The world is my oyster. This is supposed to be fun. It's about you. You can do whatever you want. You can see whatever you want. You don't have to compromise with anybody about the itinerary, the clothing choices, the dinner, the activities. You get to do everything. It's all on you, which is the best part of a solo trip, because I literally was like, I don't have to wait on anybody. I don't have to be considerate with anybody. I don't have to wait for anybody to get ready. They don't have to wait for me to get ready. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about you not having a good time. I don't have to worry about an attitude. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't gotta worry. If it's a group trip, you don't gotta worry about people arguing or people not getting along or people not having the money, because been there. Have fun and go on the trip. Enjoy yourself. Embrace this time. And I really want to shout out, if you're a single girly, if you are a single girly, and if you're cute, I'm telling you, you're gonna have a good time. If you're beautiful and you're kind, people will gravitate towards you, send you drinks, pay for your food. Look, I'm just saying, you're gonna have a good time. I was not scared at all. I was like a little bit nervous when I got on the plane by myself. Absolute best time, and I would 100% recommend it to anybody. Just to recap, make sure you research, make sure you don't listen to the opinions of those around you, make sure you plan thoroughly. Definitely use Vider. My Vider link is in the description below. Make sure that you go with confidence and that you have fun. And I really hope that this would encourage you all to do more solo trips. I definitely am planning a few more solo trips for 2025. So please let me know if this helps you in any way, and if you have any questions, tips, tricks, or if you want to see any pictures from my solo trip, I would definitely love to share. Bye, you guys.